My biggest personal accomplishment is marrying Emily. I never had a fight. I met Emily on the blind days. One of my friends was taking his sister out. And that's how, and Emily was the older, and he was much younger than I was. So we just switched partners. And I knew after that first time that this is the girl for me. I had to marry Emily 3 years before I did. If I knew her, she's the love of my life.
I knew what kind of a human being he was. He knew my parents loved to read the New York Times on Sunday, and when he finally got a Saturday date for me, which took a while, he drove to New York, we went out, came back, and I said, oh gosh, could we just stop off and get a Times? My parents love to have it in the morning. He drove all the way back toward New York, stopping in every single possible stationery store that would have a newspaper, and he finally got it. And if that doesn't tell you the kind of human being he is, he was so good to his mother and self-reliant, self-made. He's a real Horatio Alger story. I'm so proud of him, and I am deeply in love with him.
What you've done, what you created for us as a family was really remarkable because it really captured the essence of two wonderful people, and that's hard for us to explain to anybody. Having the ability to look at so many more experiences than as a son-in-law than I had known about, things that created their character, that developed them into the unique individuals that they are, both Jerry and Emily. It gave great insight into his character as an individual. It gave great insight into Emily's character as an individual as well, and why they operate so well as a team. My 9-year-old at the time, I think he's looked at the video several times since then. I see there's a twinkle in his eye. It really means a lot to him as well, because these are things that are hard for children to understand. There's moments that they'll never be able to capture again, that they don't really understand, that we as adults realize how precious every moment is.
The thing that changed my lifestyle most was this old John Deere tractor that I bought. I bought this off the showroom floor, and it was back in 1960 when there wasn't too many tractors around. And it made a big change in our life for the family, community. I've done a lot of work in the community with it. I could probably have 20, 25 relatives in here on my dad's side. This marker here is my grandmother Wells, is my daddy's mother. And she was an invalid for the last 13 years she lived with us. I'm very seldom ever serious. I carry on a lot of foolishness. People don't get too offended at me. A lot of people say the only one could do that's Dan Wells and get away with it.
I think my father would be remembered as being the biggest prankster in the community, without a doubt.
I felt that I've had like 3 lives. My romance with my husband first, my life with my children when they were adults, and then all my travel has been very exciting, and that enriched my life so much. And now school, I went back to school, I was about 86, and so I took a course in literature, short stories, Wall Street, about stocks and bonds. It's very hard to say the ingredients for a happy life. I say, should I be happy or should I be unhappy? And I like happy better. Hats are my great hobby. I have 70 hats. I think I should have had a hat on for this interview.
I came from El Salvador to San Francisco in 1947, and I came to live with my aunt and her husband. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I went to Levi Strauss, and I told the manager, I said, well, here I am, you know, but I don't know how to sew. He said, it doesn't matter. He said, we'll teach you. So they gave me a rag, and they sat me at the machine for a few minutes until I learned how to run the machine. I started at Levi's for maybe 2 years, then I worked for for another flag factory, and then I went to Emerson, where I worked for about 38 years. Altogether, I spent 40 years in the flag business, and I started as a sewing machine operator, then a supervisor, and I ended up as a production manager. After being in the flag business, flag and banner business for about 40 years, it was just natural for me to try to start a family tree, and I did that for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Luckily, they made it to the 60th wedding anniversary. Then it went to their 60th wedding anniversary, and Carlos's and I 50th. And as you see, it keeps growing, so I keep adding for any new baby that comes into the family, and it keep growing, and I'll keep adding names to it.
Living in nature to me is seeing God in His fullness, seeing the things that we are privileged to see. Come on, Samson. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, Samson. Come on, Jessica. Goldilocks. Pocahontas. Come on. Come on. Beethoven, y'all ready to go in? Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Bring the girls in. Come on, Goldilocks. I started keeping a journal in the year of 77 because I realized in a writing class that this is one of the ways that you can put on paper what's on your mind and heart at the moment, because moments come and go, and they're fleeting, and once it's gone, you may not remember it again.
Tuesday, June the 14th, 1977. It had been a hot, humid sort of day, a day that one would like to just sit in a nice schoolhouse and read a good book.
I guess the biggest hobby I have, besides my family, which is what I really enjoy, is my guitar. I play the guitar, and Phil sings, I sing, and sometimes I wake up at 3 in the morning, and I'll come out here and I'll play my guitar.
I said, give it to me!
I got the blues!
I said, give it to me!
In the morning!
I think I want to be remembered by future generations by just being the grandma that cared, the mother that cared.
I would like people to say, you know, when there was a problem, Ty was there. He was always there. Whenever there was a problem, he was like a cork in water. Came right to the top. He fixed the problem, or attempted.
Having this movie really gave me an insight into their depths, and they talked so honestly and openly about things that had affected their lives that we wouldn't normally talk about sitting over dinner.
My regrets are that I didn't come out of my own genetic capabilities, that I didn't expand personality-wise, socially. I'm a little bit too introvertish.
Stanley was never one to talk about what he thought and felt about things that just moved him and were important to him. But in this movie, for some reason, he did. Maybe it was the questions, maybe it was the setting, I don't know what it was, but he talked about things that I never heard him talk about.
Not only did I like looking at it, I felt special things. You should never be afraid to tell the things that you keep inside.